Hey there and welcome. You ever pull up a stock quote page and just get overwhelmed? It looks like a wall of numbers, charts, and weird acronyms. Well, today, we're going to change that. We're going to take a look at one company, Tesla, and learn how to read its stock page, not as just data, but as a story that's unfolding chapter by chapter.
Okay, let's jump right in. This is the number that always grabs your attention first, right? The big, bold percentage change. For Tesla today, it's a nice green plus 3.56%. That's our headline. That's the hook. It immediately tells you, hey, something happened today. But what was it?
And there it is. That's the why behind the what. A big headline is almost always the engine behind a big move like this. So in this case, Elon Musk plunks down $1 billion on his own company's stock. That sends a huge signal to the market, and investors, well, they followed right along, pushing that price up.
So, this is really the first chapter in today's story, the big news spike. It's the immediate reaction, it's the drama, but as important as this is, it's really just the beginning of the story.
You know, to really get the full picture, we have to put on our detective hats. Every single number on this page is a clue. It's a piece of the puzzle that adds depth and context to that big green percentage we saw. So come on, let's start decoding.
All right, it is time to decode the dashboard. We're going to break down the three most important numbers you'll see here. I want you to think of these as the main characters in our story today. Each one gives us a crucial piece of information about the company's size, how much buzz there is, and what people think it's worth. First up, market cap. You can just think of this as the company's total sticker price. It's the big number that tells us about its sheer scale. So for Tesla, this is a huge part of the story. Let's see what the actual number is.
And there you have it, $1.28 trillion. I mean, that is a massive number. A number this big puts Tesla in a very, very exclusive club with some of the biggest companies on the planet. This tells you the market sees it as way more than just a car company. It's being valued like a tech giant. That's a huge piece of its story right there.
Okay, next up is volume. The easiest way to think about this is like the crowd size at a party. It tells you how much excitement and activity there is on any given day. It's a great indicator of just how many people are paying attention.
And wow, this just shows you the power of that headline we saw earlier. Today, more than 163 million shares of Tesla were traded. Now compare that to the average day, which is around 91 million. That's nearly double. The news didn't just nudge the price, it created a frenzy. The party is absolutely packed today.
And finally, let's tackle the PE ratio. Now this one can look a little intimidating, I know. But all it's really telling you is how much investors are willing to pay for every single dollar of the company's profit. It's basically a price tag, but it's a price tag on future expectations.
And Tesla's PE is a whopping 237. So what does that mean? It means investors are willing to pay $237 for every $1 the company earns right now. To put that in perspective, a more traditional company might have a PE of, say, 15 or 20. This tells you the story here isn't about the profits Tesla is making today. It's a massive, massive bet on gigantic growth in the future.
Okay, so we've decoded the dashboard for today. We know there was some big news, the trading volume was super high, and the price, well, it reflects some pretty huge expectations. But to really understand the story, we got to zoom out from just this one single day. Exactly. Is this 3.5% jump just a random blip on the radar? Or is it actually part of a much bigger pattern? You know, a single chapter can be exciting, but it doesn't make sense until you know how it fits into the whole book. And this chart just lays it out perfectly. Yeah, today's gain of over 3.5% is great, but look at the one-year performance, an incredible 80+% gain. So this tells us that today's jump isn't some weird, isolated event. Nope, it's just another step in what's been a really powerful year-long upward trend.
So another great way to get context is to see what the professionals think. I mean, you've got financial analysts who spend their entire careers studying these companies. And while their opinions are never a guarantee, of course, they add another really interesting layer to the story.
And if we look at the ratings from 50 different analysts, you can see the story gets a bit more complicated. Yeah, a big majority are positive. You see buy and overweight are the biggest slices, but you've also got a good chunk of people saying hold, and even a few saying sell. So what this tells us is that even among the experts, there's a real debate going on about what the next chapter for Tesla is going to look like.
Okay, but no company lives in a bubble, right? For the last piece of our story, we have to see how Tesla stacks up against its rivals.
And this is just wild. Remember that $1.28 trillion market cap for Tesla?
Well, it absolutely dwarfs a legacy giant like GM, which is sitting at under $56 billion. And even Toyota, a global behemoth, is valued at far less. And remember, that market cap is in Japanese yen, so it's only a fraction of Tesla's value. This chart just screams that the market does not see Tesla as just another car company. It sees it as something much, much bigger.
So, there we have it. We went from a single number all the way to a rich, complex story with characters, plot twists, and a ton of context. We've basically just built a simple but really powerful toolkit for finding the story in any stock you look at.
And here it is, all boiled down. 4 easy steps. First, start with the news. What's driving the action? Second, decode that key data, your market cap, your volume, your PE. Third, zoom out. How does today compare to the long-term trend? And fourth, see the big picture. How does it stack up against its competitors? This is your framework. This is how you turn all that data into a story.
And that's really the heart of it all. Don't look at it like a spreadsheet full of numbers. Look at it like it's the latest chapter in a company's grand adventure, full of its triumphs, its challenges, and the market's constantly shifting opinion about its future.
And that's where we'll leave it for now. You now have the tools to read the story of today. The exciting part is a brand new chapter gets written every single day. The only question is, what story are you going to find tomorrow? Thanks so much for tuning in.